Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live. Well, not today. Today is not live either because, once again, we have a pre-recorded broadcast brought to you by the genius of automation. Yes, 2 pre-recorded broadcasts back to back. What is going on? Well, I have actually eloped to Guadalajara. I've come to check out the opera, the live opera broadcasts that are sent out to the world by the Metropolitan Opera Company in New York City. So while you are enjoying this beautiful Saturday, May the 6th, I am literally at this time getting ready to go to the opera, which makes me very, very happy. Something that is new in this trip you may want to know, or you may be curious about. Usually when I go to Guadalajara, I stay in El Centro, the downtown historic area. But this time around, my friends and I concurred that, the opera is taking place in a concert hall that is located in Zapopan. The bus drops you off in Zapopan. There are all kinds of interesting cultural events going on in Zapopan as part of the May Cultural Festival in Guadalajara. And number 4, I've never really been to Zapopan, which is kind of like going to Puerto Vallarta and saying, well, I've never been to Pitillal. So this time around, I'm only going to go to El Centro once because I need to buy some supplies. And we're taking the subway for the first time, something else that I've been chickening out of. So this trip, staying in a totally new neighborhood, exploring new things. So I hopefully will come back with new images and video and things to share. And we're riding the subway in Guadalajara for the first time. My friends Eric and Tommy were there, and I almost felt weird that it was Eric's first trip to Guadalajara, and they took the subway, whereas I haven't taken the subway ever. So I should have all kinds of fun stories to share upon my return, which will be tomorrow, and we'll be back on Monday here at this broadcast live as usual. So what are we doing today? Well, yesterday we enjoyed a walk from my neighborhood to Plaza Caracol along Palm Springs Street. Today's broadcast consists of the return walk, which will be along Yugoslavia Street for the most part. Take a look. So I just finished running some errands here at Plaza Caracol, and I'm walking to my neighborhood. And earlier today, I walked from my neighborhood to Plaza Caracol along Palm Springs Street as an alternative route instead of walking down Viena Street, which would have been the most direct way. And on the way back, I'm going to do the same thing. Instead of walking home along Viena Street, which would be the shorter route, I am going to walk for 1 block along Viena Street, and then I'm going to turn left and then right onto Yugoslavia, which runs parallel to Vienna, for a different way home. Of course, the earlier walk along Palm Springs is a separate walking tour, and I'll make sure to leave the link for you in the description below. This is Melchor Ocampo Street, primarily a residential street that runs all the way to Avenida Fluvial Vallarta. I've walked it once before, and indeed, most of what you will find here are single-family homes for the most part. Okay, here we are turning onto Yugoslavia Street, and we will continue walking down Yugoslavia Street almost all the way to the very end. We're going to actually skip the first block on the other end and take a right on Hamburgo to head home. But this street, I may have walked it once before. I think it's mostly residential, at least on this end, in the Díaz Ordaz end. Now this coming up on the right hand side totally intrigues me. At first glance it seems like there is no sidewalk, but there is. Somehow the property that is right here managed to do away or get away with something or other, such that they created their own planters in front of their home, and yet were able to keep the sidewalk for everybody to use. I think it's very unique. I don't know the legalities of this, but I think it's a great thing to do. Our first intersection is coming up, and it is with Viena Street. I find it rather unusual to see an empty lot here. There aren't that many left in this neck of the woods. It is also comforting to see that the sidewalks and the street are completely dry. We know that once the rainy season starts, these streets tend to get a little flooded. Hopefully that'll change this coming summer. Hopefully the city has been able to address this problem. And now we are crossing Roma Street. We are still within Díaz Ordaz neighborhood. Now we are about to cross Viena Street, and this intersection is notable because on the right-hand side is one of several really extraordinary bakeries you'll find in this neighborhood. This one is called St, and it is French-owned, so their pastries are absolutely delicious. Buenas tardes. We're about to cross Avedis Street, and as we do so, we are entering Colonia Versalles. There's a couple of interesting spots right at this intersection. On the right-hand side is a fairly new place called El Jardín de la Versalles, which is set in a fairly old home. And on the left-hand side is a new restaurant, I believe it's called Olive. And these two places add to the increasing number of eateries located within the neighborhood. And surprising as it may seem, here is another empty lot that has not been developed just yet. Whoever's holding onto this property is holding onto a major investment, as properties or pieces of land around here are increasing in value pretty much on a daily basis. And we are about to cross Francia Street, one of the two important throughways in this colonia. And here's another gold mine coming up on the right hand side. There it is, another empty lot. We don't know who owns it, but whoever does is sitting on a huge gold mine. And we're about to reach Hamburgo Street, so we're taking a right. Yugoslavia Street continues for another block, but we walked that earlier today so that we could get to Palm Springs from the very beginning. So if you're interested in checking out the Palm Springs walk, there's going to be a link to it in the description below. Now we have turned right for one block along Hamburgo Street to make it back to Viena Street, which would be the other very important throughway in Colonia Versalles. Here we are back on Viena Street, and we will continue along Viena Street until we reach the intersection with Francisco Villa Avenue. You cannot see it clearly, but right behind those two trees on the right hand side is Artisan Bakery, yet another wonderful bakery in this same neighborhood. And also on the left side of Oxo you can find the Puff Cake, which is yet another bakery. This one specializes in Japanese style puff cakes. are 1 block away from the intersection with Francisco Villa Avenue, and of course that will be the end of our walk today. As always, I thank you for walking with me. I thank you for choosing to enjoy these walking tours. If you've liked it, feel free to leave a thumbs up. Feel free to follow this channel. And as always, I thank you for your ongoing support. And that was our walk for today. Again, thank you so much for the indulgence of being able to take a day off and every now and then and get away to charge my own batteries. I hope you enjoyed the walk, and I hope you enjoyed the content for today. I will have all kinds of fun stories about Guadalajara next week. And that's it. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.